What is the number one mistake that keeps technically correct grant applications from winning awards? Let's talk about that today. Because when your organization submits a grant application, you're putting a lot of effort and resources into that funding opportunity, and you need to be positioned as best as possible to win the award. My name is Sarah Marshall, founder of Profound Hope Industries. Profound Hope Industries works with mission-based organizations to help them create social change within their context while improving employee engagement, capacity, and becoming positioned to attract like-minded partners and funders. There's a common problem that I see when organizations go to submit grant applications that keep them from actually winning the funding. Now, it's true, there are a lot of elements that go into a funder's decision to award a particular organization funding. And some of those are completely outside of an organization's control. Maybe there's a specific type of program or project the funder is interested in a particular year, or they want to serve a particular geographic location over another in a particular award year. There are elements like that that are not within your control. So keep that in mind. There are 3 elements that every grant application needs to be technically correct. And if you go back to previous videos that I've done, you'll find more detail on those. Those 3 elements are demonstration of a strong financial track record, good proof of concept or evidence that the project or proposal you're suggesting is going to work, and then a grant strategy that aligns with your overall organizational strategy. If you have those 3 elements, you have a technically correct grant application. Of course, there's one other element that you do need to have in place, and that is that your responses are actually addressing the funder's questions. So when you write the grant application, you want to go back and review it and make sure that you're using some of the funder's same language to respond to the questions so that they can see clearly how you're answering the question, the thing that they're prioritizing when they're looking at funding. But if you've done all of those things and your application just doesn't seem strong enough, or you've been rejected from a funder or an award you really thought you were going to get, you might want to look at one really important element that is the umbrella that pulls all the rest of the grant application together. And that is your organizational story. Sometimes in the midst of the facts and the data and the strategy, we forget to tell our story. We forget to talk about the thing that makes us unique, that makes us really different from all the other proposals that they're reading at the same time. When you're submitting a grant application, you want to make sure that it sounds like you, that another organization, a competitor, nonprofits aren't technically supposed to have competitors as social change organizations focus on serving a human need, but when you're submitting a grant application, the other people applying are your competitors. So your application should not sound like something that another organization doing a similar type of work could just copy and paste their data in, tell a little bit more about how their strategy is different, and then almost submit the same application. If you do that, you've missed the point of the application. You're telling your story. You're positioning yourself as the one to solve this problem. Your story comes from your history, from your geography, from the unique circumstances that surround your organization. You should talk about that. You should position yourself strongly. To give you an example, I write CDFI grants on an annual basis. And one of the organization types that I work with are credit unions. And credit unions are financial cooperatives that do really great work in their community, but they're financial institutions, so their core business model is not to go out and look for grants to fund their operations in the same way that other organizational types do. So when a credit union submits a grant for the first time, it's not uncommon to see this type of organization submit a technically correct grant application with a proposal or idea that's missing a story, that's missing the element that is the heart and soul of the organization. That's the thing that causes funders and others to care about the work that you're doing. So when you write the application, make sure your story is in there. Within that story of your organization, you should also tell compelling stories about the problem you're trying to solve. And this can come from details about your community, things that you're seeing and witnessing. It can be direct interactions that you have with the people that you're serving. Maybe it's a success story. Maybe it's a barrier that you're uncovering as you're doing your work and you're putting this grant proposal together to address the barrier. Make sure you put a human touch in your grant application. Reviewers read a lot of these, and so when there's a story that catches their attention and makes that emotional connection, it sets the grant application apart. You do need the technically correct elements of the grant to be successful, but including your story, your unique positioning, will help you stand out and greatly increase your chances of winning an award. Please like and subscribe and follow along with this channel so we can create more content to help you fund your mission and do great work to change your community.